All right, everyone, ranking Justice League characters part 2. Let's jump right back into it. All right, so picking up where we left off, we have Batwing. He uses a more metallic armored type of bat suit. I think the suit he has doesn't make him fly, but it can keep him up in the air a lot longer than Batman's traditional cape. He has been a pretty big part of Justice League International, although I'm going to put him in Benchwarmers. With Batman being there, you pretty much don't ever have to worry about a member of the Bat family taking over. I think there's someone else we could rely on. I just don't think Batwing could go any higher than a benchwarmer. We're going Deadman as a backup. Once again, he is an all-star or a starter if this was Justice League Dark. But for the Justice League, once again, he would only be useful under certain circumstances. Okay, then you have Detective Chimp. And his intellect is insane. I also believe he is immortal. I would never want Detective Chimp in the front lines. Detective Chimp would only be used as a character where even if potentially Batman couldn't solve something, you would need to bring in Detective Chimp if that's the case. He's a useful backup. Now you have Dick Grayson Nightwing, and I'm actually going to put him at the front of backups just to really hone in the fact that he is an important backup. Could he be a starter? 100%. But with Batman, you don't necessarily need him on the front lines. He is once again a backup option for a, hey, we don't have Batman right now. Who is the next best thing? And the next best thing is literally Nightwing. He's like right there. Next up, we got Dr. Mist, another character that I don't think is really dealt with all that often. With Dr. Mist, he has fought a overly powered Vandal Savage 10,000 years ago, which is a huge feat. It's also been known from the character Vixen. She called him like a mystical powerhouse, so he's super powerful. Other than that, I don't know too much about him. He's immortal, stuff like that. I'll put him in the backups. He could be a decent character the league would need if things went sideways. Donna Troy is another big Barda situation where if Wonder Woman wasn't there, they need a backup, so we're going to put her in the backups. Now, we have two versions of Dr. Fate, Kent and Khalid. It does not matter. Both are going in starters. If this was Justice League Dark, they would be all-stars. But this is just the Justice League, so they're going to go in the starting position. Next up is Dr. Light, but not the villain. It's the hero version. It's Kimiyoshi. And she basically has all power over any type of light to a very high extent as well. She knows martial arts. She ran Star Labs. She is a very high intellect. She's a backup. If need be, they need her services. They can call her up anytime. Next up is Element Woman. Sorry, we're gonna cut you. We don't need you here. Maybe Doom Patrol needs you. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Elnara Roshthu, I believe is how you say your name. She's, of course, immortal. She, at one point, was one of the members of King Arthur's Round Table. She's got nth metal. She's good with the sword, but it's not enough. You're getting cut. All right, Elongated Man. This is a character I'm going to put in the backup because I already know a character who's going to be above Elongated Man, and if he's not there, we could go with Elongated Man. Equinox. This is a character I've seen a lot of, but I actually don't know too much about her. The one really cool fun fact is I think for a time she was part of Justice League Canada, which I think is really neat. She's also been a part of many Justice Leagues over her years of creation. Because of that, I think we need to make her an honorary backup. Etrigan is next. We're going to make him a backup right behind Nightwing to once again really hone in his importance. He could be really good for knowledge of the underworld. Although, as a starter or an all-star, he's not needed in the Justice League. He would be that for Justice League Dark. But we got to remember here, the Justice League is filled with honorary members. Only a top 7 to 10 to maybe 12 can be considered a Justice League member. we got to be kind of cautious with how many people we put up there. Next, we have Faith, which I honestly don't have much faith in you. I'm going to have to put her in Benchwarmers. I think her telepathy can be a big help, but once we get to the point where we need her, I don't think there is going to be much faith in victory anyways. Fire is next. Sorry, you're getting cut. We already got somebody who can do what you can do, but better. Maybe another Justice League team or another organization could use you. Okay, we got 2 Firestorms up next. I'm putting them all in starters as well. They're both worthy of the name of starter. They're both worthy of being in a Justice League. Even if it's not an all-star, they can be in a Justice League team. Justice Society works. If maybe we're going younger version of Firestorm, Young Justice works. It doesn't matter. Their power speaks for itself. Okay, Frankenstein. Once again, fantastic addition for Justice League Dark. For the Justice League, unfortunately, no. He does have a lot of experience fighting creatures and monsters, but at the end of the day, I still think I would go more magical based and someone like Etrigan, for example. Frankenstein would be maybe a backup or a starter for the Dark League, but for the Justice League, you're getting cut. General Glory, this isn't going to take long, you're cut. Geoforce, he's got a lot of molecular power. He could be a good addition for a backup, and that's where we're going to put him. Now we have Green Lantern Nort, or Gnort, however you want to pronounce it. I can already tell there's a lot of Green Lanterns on here. You're just not going to make the cut. Then we have Godiva. I don't know much about her. I'm pretty sure Godiva is British. Maybe the British League needs you, because we don't need you here. Your hair isn't going to be enough. Then we move on to Green Arrow. Is he an all-star or is he a star? I'm going to put him in star just around, I'll put him like right behind Aquaman. I think he deserves a spot in a Justice League. Maybe Justice Society, more like. How useful with Batman? I don't know, but he would definitely be good for long-range purposes. Also, he's got the name. The name can be enough sometimes to get you in to these bigger spots. Guardian, your suit looks cool, but sorry, it's not enough. You're cut. Guy Gardner. Now, this is a character who 100% deserves a spot, not as a starter, but as a backup. He can definitely be called in if one of the bigger Green Lanterns gets knocked down. Gypsy, you're cut. Sorry. Finally, we hit our next all-star, and that's going to be Hal Jordan. 100% deserving of the all-star position on the Justice League. Don't think I need to say more. Then you have Hank Haywood, which I believe is just another Commander Steel, and we've already put Commander Steel in this list, so I'm just going to put him right beside. He's a good backup. Hawkgirl and Hawkman. I'm going to put both of them in the starting position. A lot of us remember Hawkgirl being one of the main Justice League characters. If you would want to consider them all-star, go for it. You want to consider them backups, go for it. I would maybe even consider them an all-star for the Justice Society, but starter is where I'm going to put them. Then you got Hippolyta. Maybe this is a bold statement, but I'm going to put her in the backups. I think I would prefer Donna Troy and Big Barda, but she could be useful potentially. Next is Our Man, and this is Matthew. It's not the Rick or Rex Tyler, and I think this is the Our Man that comes from like the 853rd century. So this is as scientifically exponential as it can possibly get. I still don't think he'd be a starter at all, but he's definitely going to be a backup. That intelligence could be useful. Huntress, I think she's cool. I think she's got her place in certain situations, but I am going to go with cut/released. If we got Barbara Gordon and Nightwing and Cassandra Cain, I don't think we need Huntress. Now we got Ice and Ice Maiden. We're going to call that cut and cut. Next, we have Icon, which a lot of people don't really talk about this character much. He's stupid powerful. To go through the amount of powers he has would take way too long. It'd be a video on its own. I'm going to put him in backup, though. Next, we have Jace Fox, which as we know is Lucius Fox's son. and this is when he took over as Batman for a little bit. He's not cut. He is still a Batman. He knows what it takes to be Batman. He ain't no Bruce Wayne, that's for sure. But he's going to go in Benchwarmers. We wouldn't need him until the last possible second, and until then, it's probably too late. Okay, then we got Jackson Hyde or Aqualad. To be honest with you, another Benchwarmer. Don't think we need him at all. Then we have Jade, another Benchwarmer. Don't think we're going to need her until it's too late. Now, we got 2 Chambers on this list here. I think Jess Chambers is a Flash from like Earth 11. And then you have Jessie Chambers, which I believe is from another Earth as well. And she's the daughter of Johnny Quick and Liberty Bell or something like that. I am gonna put both of them in cut. I don't really think we need them. We're gonna have enough speedsters as it is, so we good. Next is Jessica Cruz. She's got a couple of feats to her. She can be a solid backup. Then you have Jo Mulane, and she is just, once again, another Green Lantern. The only thing that really stands out to her character for me is I know in the comic books, she's been given a sector by Owens that is so far from Earth that she actually states she doesn't even know if the sector is properly documented because of how far it is in the universe. She wouldn't really be good use for the Justice League. She's gonna go into cut/released. All right, now we got John Constantine. He's definitely a starter for the Justice League. He would be an all-star for Justice League Dark, but let's slide him right up into that starter position. This list is getting absolutely huge. I had to minimize the screen for you here so we could start fitting them in. The next all-star is John Stewart. Yes, we now have 2 Green Lanterns in All-Star. I think the Justice League could operate with 2 Lanterns, and even if not, it's Hal or it's John. They could even sub in with one another, but I think Hal and John are All-Star members of the Justice League and of DC in general. All right, guys, we're gonna be splitting this into 3 videos. So here is what the tier list looks like so far. The backup section is huge. The cut/release section is really big. The starter section is starting to get there as well. In part 3, we will be ending off this ranking tier list, but let me know in the comments below if there's anything you would do differently or just your thoughts on this in general. But until next time, I will talk to you all very soon in part 3 and in future videos.